Hi everybody, Alex Deployer from Expert Forex. Welcome to today's webinar. We're going to be looking at a particular trading technique. You might not have seen this technique before, and I'm going to show you it revolves around the RSI. And if you do have any questions, comments, or remarks about this particular technique or anything else relating to Forex, please send them through and I'll try and deal with them in the course of the webinar. So let's go straight to what I have in mind, and we'll share the screen. Good start. Okay, so on your screen you should see the 360-degree market view EA that basically analyzes the market from various perspectives. And what I've done there is I've set up the RSI to show on most of the time frames. So I've got it on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and so on. And I've got most of the currencies that we trade on the left-hand side. So it is a all-encompassing measuring tool that is now reading all the RSIs in the various time frames. Now, the other thing I've set up, I've told the EA that if there are 3 overbought or oversold readings in a row, and they have to be in a row, then I wanted to signal a potential trade. Now, you can change that. You can make it 4 in a row, or you could do something on those lines. But certainly, I want to be notified of some of these signals. And just to give you an idea, and I'll see if I can find it. Earlier today, this is what the indicator looked like. Just look at that. There were only a few currencies that didn't show any signals. It was like a Christmas tree. It was just lights everywhere. So that's what it looked like earlier today, and it's calmed down a little bit now. But let's have a look at some of the signals that there are. And what then happens with these signals is it will say potential trade because there's 3 in a row. Potential trade because there's 4 in a row. Potential trade because there's 5. It was 5 earlier. It's now 4. There's 1 potential trade. There's 6 in a row, and there's only so. What that also does is it rates the signals for you. So if we have a look at the Oz New Zealand, it's got 5 or 6, depending on when you look at it, 6 readings in a row that are oversold in 6 of the time frames. So that's actually saying, let's have a look at the pound New Zealand. Let's see what trading opportunities there are. Now, I must stress that when you have overbought in readings like this, there are 2 things that can indicate. Firstly, it can indicate that there's a strong trend in place, and I know that this is the case in this particular case, but it could also mean that the price has moved to such an extent that it has overbought readings that are so high. Look at this. This is almost 90 on the day. It's almost 90 on the 4 hours. So it's pretty high. And it's also, if you see something like that, you start looking for retracement trades. So let's go and have a look. Certainly that one looks like it is the most outstanding one at the moment, the Oz New Zealand. So we go and have a look at that straight away. Oz New Zealand, and there we are. And I'll just clean the charts up. So we start with fresh charts, and what it's saying is there's the trend. It's noticing a trend on the 4 hour, on the daily. You know, it's just moving quite strongly, and here's the hour moving up strongly. So it's saying the RSI is heavily overbought in most of the time frames, not on the weekly though, but certainly you can see there on the 4 hour highly overbought. Here we see a trending signal happening here, and now you've got to decide, are you with the trend trader or an against the trend trader? So let's go and have a look. If you were against the trend, and I'm going to start there because I'm an against the trend trader, what you would then do is you'd look at the charts and you'd say, all right, where is the upper resistance that there could be? And there we are. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Oh, first time right. So it is at upper resistance at the moment. Could that be a reason that for a retracement? In other words, a bounce back, and bounce backs happen when the market looks like it's racing very strongly in one direction. The other thing that one can look at is you look at the level of the RSI. This is the 4-hour, and you say, oh yeah, it can must probably go a little bit higher before it will bounce back. But you can see the bounce backs have been pretty good in most cases. And they're not always at the exact turning point because of divergence factors that come into play, like there's a divergence factor and so on, but they do generally give good reversal signals. And yes, if you look at the lower RSI, there's a reversal signal there, very strong oversold environment. So what we're saying here is, if we were a breakout trader, we must probably have traded that breakout there, that trend line breakout there, which must probably coincides with the RSI breakout there. So that if you're a breakout trader, that's what you would trade. If you're a retracement trader, you must probably put very tricky, this one. Boom. I just want to see where we are. I'd be inclined to put a sell order above that previous high, just there, and then it will get to the maximum and bounce back. But let's have a look at the daily. There's no further signs there. There are no channel. Oops, there is a channel there. Let's have a look there. I just spotted the channel. So here's our channel. Okay, we're getting closer to the bouncing point now. Okay, so what it's saying is bounce, bounce, bounce. It can go up to there before it bounces. And that, in fact, is another resistance area. So let's have a look at that, because there is the resistance, just a little bit high. Oh, maybe we keep it there. You see it's resistance there, support there, support, resistance. So that spot, I would say, is the bouncing spot. If it ever gets there. It's only 35 pips to go, and when it's there, what I would do is I would trade a sell, a fairly small stop, and yeah. So that's one way of making use of those signals that came through on the RSI. So let's just go down, see if there's anything else I might have missed. That's over. So that's already diverging. Can you see? It's already starting to diverge. It's already starting to make sell noises. So the other time to sell here is if the 1 hour crosses the 50 line. There's another signal for a sell. So those are the two. You either wait until it bounces to the top, or if it's not going to make the top, it will come down, cross over the 50 line, and you can then sell it. Okay, so there's our one transaction for today. Any comments, remarks about that particular transaction? Let's see if there's another one that we can find. And I'm basically just using the RSI readings here, and here we can see highly overbought. 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 15 minute, and 30-minute time frame. So there we go. Let's go and have a look at the pound New Zealand. I hope that works, because there's some of the history has gone a little bit crazy on these ones. There's the pound New Zealand. Okay, so what are we saying about the pound New Zealand? Now this one looks a little bit more dangerous, because in fact it has just broken out. It's actually now in a buy. We should have been in the buy a while ago, and it doesn't look like it's going to come back for a while. It's breaking out of a channel. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth is a breakout. So it's breaking out of a channel. This one's got more momentum. It's breaking through a trend line. So this particular one, I would not stand in the way of for the moment. I would say buy. Unfortunately, it's a bit late, but let's just go with the flow. Oops, not sticking. That's a buy. That's a buy. That's a buy. And the weekly is theoretically a buy there. So it's a sharp hook upwards. The candles are reversals candles. So this particular one, I would say, has more upward momentum. And now, if we were sharp, we'd most probably have traded this one a little bit earlier, like over there. And let's see if we could have seen I don't think there's a signal on the RSI. No, it's too high up. There's the trend line. It's too high up for that. But that is the entry point for this trade. Might be too late to follow this one, because it looks like it's done about. Yeah, it's already done 160 pips. So that's the problem, that one has to be around when these things happen. Okay, let's go and have a look at what else the 360 is saying. All right, we've looked at the pound New Zealand. We've looked at the Aussie New Zealand, and now let's look at one that doesn't contain. So we've got the pound CAD. Pound CAD. All right, let's go and have a look at the pound CAD. It doesn't look, the readings aren't that severe. Right, pound CAD it is. So that's one way of, you use these tables to identify pound CAD potential currencies that you want to trade. And again, I'll just clean these ones up, and let's have a look at this one. All right. Okay, so it's saying the shorter term RSIs are showing sell signals. You can see there's this is a funny type of divergence, but it is a divergence, because why it's funny is that the candle hasn't closed yet. So that's a divergence. That is almost a divergence. So here's the deal. So we trade the RSI moving over that line, violating that line. So and we use a close of candle to a way of trading that one, getting into that one. Pound CAD, that's trending up. See, if the trend continues, that won't cross over. It will just keep on going up and up and up. So we don't have a danger of a false signal there. It's coming close to a very major signal here on the weekly. You can see that's quite a major signal coming up there, major reversal signal. And let's have a look at the. Obviously, this has been drawn incorrectly. So sometimes you have to redraw these things. That is clearly that those two are the clearing, the turning points, and that is the turning point. So it's only a 1, 2, 3, and it's on its way to 4. So there is upside potential here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's about it. I can't really see much more in that one. All right, so I think that's those were 3 nice ones that came off the 360-degree indicator. If you do have it, go and play around with these signals. Let's just see if anything new has happened. The pound CAD. You see there, the pound New Zealand is now 7 time frames on were aligned there for a moment. That's pretty strong. It's the indication of a strong trend, and as I said, you've got to wait for that bouncing point at the top to trade that. The pound CAD, that just looks like it wants to trend a little bit more, so that's why I've gone for a buy there. The euro pound, okay, that's an interesting. Euro pound oversold in 5. But they're all 1 minute they're all the lower. So what you can do, let me just show you how you do this, is if you don't want to, for instance, I don't actually normally watch the 1 minute, so you just delete the 1 minute time frame and the 5 minute time frame, and we could even do delete the 30 minute. So those are the main time frames that I like trading. So you can change the time frames, you can change the setting of the RSI, the normal overbought and oversold, and then you've got your exceptional levels, and you can ask it, how many do you want to align for to show a potential trade? So there we are. There's 3. So that's the settings that I've got on the RSI, and now you'll see quite a big difference there. Okay, so now I'm only looking at really the major ones plus the 15 minute, and that's hasn't reduced. That's still the ones that we've looked at. That's the ones we've looked at. Oz New Zealand is one we've looked at. CAD franc. Just going to have a look at the CAD franc as the last currency for CAD franc. The last currency for today. Wow, look at this. This is interesting. Look at these candles. Can you see the large wicks? It's almost as if this currency is highly controlled. And look at the reversal candles. You literally got blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. You know, so this looks like a highly controlled currency, a dangerous one to trade because of that. Just looking at those, I would be wary to trade this one. Look at the spikes all over. Even on the weekly, there's just huge spikes. And when you see candles like that, if you add them together, that's just a huge spike. So very spiky currency. I would stay away from this particular currency just because of what I'm seeing right now. Not with, it looks to be like a manipulated currency. With lots of big wicks and things like that. Okay, so no further questions coming through. So from me, Alex Deploy, thank you very much for attending, and have a good day's trading, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Cheerio, bye.